In the corporate world, we see this. There's tons of research that shows that we identify good practices, we prove them out, they eventually become preferred, we line up all our key KPIs against them, and then we become locked in. So the first place to look to find where you've got grooves and comfortable paths are your methods, your processes, and your KPIs. And I would encourage you to challenge them. And one of the best ways to challenge them is to harness inexperience, a thing that is limited by its definition. I have no experience, I'm limited in experience. Challengers know that that actually is oftentimes the greatest source of insight to challenge our conventional ways of doing things and finding a better way to do it. A couple of techniques you can do tomorrow to do this is develop a reverse mentoring program. Go find the youngest people, the newest hires in your organization, and pair them with the people who have the most experience. And give the power and the permission to the younger, intelligently naive, inexperienced person to offer suggestions, ideas, and insights to the more experienced person. You will start to tap into ideas that will challenge the way you do your business. If you don't have the ability to do that internally, go to the outside, hire outsiders. Open source innovation, hire people to come in and call BS on your way of thinking. This is one of the values that we add as a company as an objective catalyst, oftentimes for our clients, is to say, what is going on here? We're smoking our own exhaust. So if you can get people to actually be honest and challenge you, you'll start to surface some of those upstream assumptions that maybe we become slaves to. And you ask these people, whether it be the new hires, the young people, the outsiders, what assumptions can we interrogate? What conventions can we flip or twist or bend or break? So of course, to do that, we're gonna need to identify some of those conventions. But let me give you a couple of examples. So Warby Parker, the business model that has disrupted the prescription eyewear industry started with a very simple question. One of the founders lost his glasses on an airplane. He came back, he was lamenting how expensive it was to replace them, and he said, God, why do these things cost more than an iPhone? This technology has been around for 300 years, the iPhone's been around for 10. It doesn't make any sense. And it turns out it's because it's a vertically integrated model and there's lots of licensing margin and manufacturing margin built in there. And they said, actually, you can make those glasses for about $25 and sell them for $100 and still make a profit. And they started a business school project around that turned into Warby Parker, and a couple years later they were selling 3 years worth of glasses in 3 months and are now have a $1 billion enterprise on their hands. All because they chose to pursue the answer to that intelligently naive question. Eric Ryan and Adam Lauer at Method did the same thing. They asked all these questions about the household cleaning industry that the big guys weren't asking. Why do they have to be toxic? Why do people hide them under the sink? Why do people go to Bed Bath & Beyond and buy $3.50 with a Dial antibacterial soap and put it in a $15 stainless steel dispenser? It's because they want to put it on display, but they don't want to scare people with the packaging. Or you have brands sometimes come along like Red Bull who literally come in and systematically defy and flip every convention of the industry. And I'd submit to you that Red Bull built a multi-billion-dollar global brand or product initially, and now brand, because they think of themselves as a media brand, not a soda, by doing the exact opposite of what Coke and Pepsi did. And I was at Pepsi when they were launched, and we were all scratching our heads going, I don't understand this thing. It doesn't fit all of our norms of concept testing and product testing. It's never gonna sell more than a couple $100 million. Famous last words. So let's break our out-of-date habits and routines. I give you this as a tool. It's just an acronym for you to identify and articulate the biases, the assumptions, the routines, the processes. If you can actually write them down, then you can start to question, interrogate, and challenge them.